Hi everyone. I am inviting Salaams in right now. Thanks for joining me. I'm in a little bit of a, there we go. Now, let's see. Wait. Vacationing for spring break with my daughter. So I'm in a new place. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good to see you. The magic
You
of
too.
technology always still surprises me. So it's
It's
always
amazing. Amazing.
I feel like
Are you outside?
I'm in this speakeasy, not open right now, in the lounge of my hotel. I'm in LA.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
that's why I'm a little bit, I don't have my usual setup, but it was like a kind of a cool vibe in here.
I love it. Let's
So
do it.
yeah. Were you gone yesterday? You sent me the
Oh,
picture.
no, no,
I
no.
just
That
wondered
was
if
a
that
photo. I just had it on my phone from a camping trip. I never camp, by the way, so don't get an idea about me that I camp.
Oh my
It just
gosh.
happened. I just happened to have it. So I was like, okay, this works. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just pictured you like, oh, that's why she had a big day yesterday.
Right,
But
right, right.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
I was doing other fun things, but not camping.
Awesome.
Camping to me is
Awesome.
not fun anyway. So.
I mean, same. I camping particularly, especially when you drive to the place and
Oh,
then you're like tented right next to other people. I don't understand that
oh,
at all.
yeah.
So if I'm gonna sleep outside, I better be like wowed by stars in the sky
Right, right.
or
Exactly. I don't want to
something.
hear drinking, and it's just not a good time. I could just stay where I am. I'll just stay in Oakland.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
yeah,
It's the amazing thing about liking your home. Like, why
yeah,
would
yeah,
I
right,
not sleep in this bed that I
right,
set
right.
up just right?
Yep.
So,
Oh, I think I lost your sound. I lost.
yes.
Okay, no, we're good now.
Hold on.
There we go. I think you're back.
I think I'm back too. Welcome everybody. I'm so excited that other people are going to meet you
Me too.
and
It's
know
kind of
more
fun.
about you. I have loved working with you on my social media, and I am just getting off the ground, but it's just been great to have your support and coaching and expertise. So,
It's been fun for me because I love working with people like who are doing things that I believe in. So
yeah, this
it's
is, I think,
it's a
what we're
joy.
going to talk about, integrity, right?
Yes.
When things line up, it's pretty great. Like
Yeah. It
it,
it does. It's like, oh, okay, this is what work can feel like. You
yes.
know? Yeah.
This is, as a business coach, I know this for other people and I see it for other people. I'm
Yeah.
just now sort of feeling into that for myself because, of course, I also have the same stories that are not helpful of like work has to be hard and I have to study really hard in case I make a mistake, and mistakes are not
Yeah.
okay. So, like, all of that is
Yeah.
the opposite of what I need for showing up to my content, my messaging, my social media,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's the opposite. It is like
Totally.
be who you are, where you are, and
Yep.
you're helping me do that. So thank you.
Good. Of
Thank
course.
you. So my usual features. Tell us how you got into business, how you started.
How I started. Well,
Yeah.
it's weird how it all happened, but so I was in marketing for 5 years in the tech world,
Okay.
and I had for many, many years wanted to open my own food business, and so I decided I was going to do it finally. And so back in 2019, I started. Well, yeah, 2019, I started that process, and started a bread business, and was going really, really well, and then COVID happened. And so I had to shut my business down. It was very devastating. And I was like, what am I going to, I was like, I need work. I've completely
Right.
pivoted my whole life.
Right.
And I knew a person who was opening a restaurant who I had been helping her with social media for about a year already. I was running her Instagram. And she ended up needing help getting her store set up and the tech and the marketing. And because it was COVID, all restaurants were like moving to having online stores, and that was something I knew a lot about, and I knew a lot about marketing, you know, like digital marketing. And so I just started working with her. And I did not anticipate that to become anything other than like, I'm just going to do this 1 month at a time until I can open my business again. That was like the whole plan. But it continued, and it was like looking less and less possible to reopen. And I was actually really enjoying what I was doing, because I was like, oh, I was able to use my skills in marketing for an industry that I really care about, you know, and it was really fun, and I didn't have to be awake at 3 o'clock in the morning making bread. That was great. And then just little by little, it started growing, and I got referrals, and it just, you know, and then a year later I was still doing it, and then months later I was still doing it. And at some point I was like, wow, this is going really well. I really like it. I think I'm going to just like keep going in this direction, you know, and sort of that's how it's been 2 years now. So here we are. Yeah.
These are the businesses I love cheering for. Your story is full of like, and then I liked it, and then I helped people, and it felt good. Like,
yeah. And it's like, oh, I have skills that are useful. That's cool. You know,
skills that are useful. And to me, this is all part of the magic. Like, you use these skills that you have that come, I'm going to say, somewhat easy to you, right? Because it's already in your bucket of, right? Like of
it's so easy that I am amazed that people need help with it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And this is just reminds me, like, your eyes are that special, right? What looks easy to you are really special to you, because obviously you've helped me, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I think I need a whole, and you know, I'm going to keep doing that. And you're going to keep helping me like come back to the ground. Right?
Yes.
And I'm a business coach. I have to admit, like, I can see it for other people, and I have a hard time seeing it for me. You know, I mean, this is just, even
it's the hardest thing.
I don't know, right? Like, it's just is always growing, which of course I'm grateful for. But this is what I love, supporting business.
Yeah, I mean, it helps us remember how important we are to one another as people, that we can't see ourselves, and so we have to rely on other people, and that's a beautiful part of being alive, right? That like we are forced into dependence.
It is I mean, it's humbling if you ever thought that you were supposed to be like, I don't know, packing a backpack to never need anybody again. You know what I mean? Like,
good luck. No, I get it.
Of the whatever, the BS in the air, right? Like, this is our job, is to be, you know, strong, smart, you know, all of that, and worthy, really, right? Like, earn our worthiness.
That's really the tough one, right?
The tough one. Yeah. And I feel like I'm a little bit what's the word? Like, spoiling the surprise, because this is what you and I a little bit pre-talked about, what we would talk about today. Is exactly this. So I'm going to ask you. Please. I'm going to ask you right into that, because I think it segues well here. The business challenge that you were talking about to me yesterday was, how would you put it today?
Well, there was 2 pieces to it, so I don't know what you would like to speak on, but we can go in either direction or whatever. Yeah. But the one piece of it was, you know, with so many folks out there doing marketing, I mean, this is an industry that is flooded, right? There's a million marketing people out there. You know, why would someone decide to work with me, right? Like, what's other than like, yes, I mentioned, like, I do have an expertise in the food industry, so that, you know, marketing and food, yes, that would make a lot of sense. But I could also help other businesses. So why would a business choose me over one of the other millions of, you know, and what sort of content can I possibly put out that's unique? Like, there's so much marketing content out there. Like, I don't want to just bore the hell out of everyone. It's the same stuff over and over again, you know? And it just feels like, anyway, so there's that piece. And then there's the part that's like, you know, I want to scale. Now that I've decided, oh, okay, I am going to move in this direction. I want to start scaling the business, right? And I do a lot of reading and YouTubing about how to do that. Very popular thing to do is to set up a marketing funnel and do the whole like course thing, which can have a lot of value. I think I value education greatly. I think it's important. But to me, at some point, it starts just feeling like just a way to make money off of people, you know, rather than having any kind of personal connection you know, and I mean, for me, like the whole point of everything is to have that personal connection with humans, and setting up just this like mill feels just a little gross, you know? So I guess the question is like, is there a way to scale my business without doing that? You know, like, or doing it in a way that can feel more personal, you know?
Totally.
Anyway, there's my messy thoughts.
Those are classic questions.
Oh, great. It's always nice to know that I'm typical, you know?
Seriously. I mean, I find it comforting. I hope you know, because
I do too.
In a way, what I'm hearing is like what I can do for you is what you do for me, right? Your message, of course, the way Salaams delivers this message is different from anyone else, right?
Yes.
It's going to be similar veins. You'll make up your own names for, you know, the special sauce.
Yeah.
And even the way you say, first you do this, and then you do this, and then you do this. Some people are going to be like, well, don't do that first, do that. But I mean, really, like when you get down to it, this is what I'm finding. Like because I'm in similar like scale questions, what's the thing I would deliver besides one-to-one coaching? And of course, I'm working right now on formulating a retreat. I could say the same thing, right? Like I want to deliver this product because it sounds really fun to me. And then I like look outside of myself and then I go like, oh, I've heard how they've done it. Am I supposed to do it like that? And you know, what would you say to me?
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, the same thing that like, you know, you have a unique voice, you have a unique perspective that people want to hear from you. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And that this social media game that we're doing right now with our bodies in real time, it's so we meet a certain number of people, right? We are not meeting the whole world, and we're not literally neck and neck. I mean, yes, I would like to be like, it's easy to say. I'm almost afraid to say it. I want to be Oprah in a way, right? Like,
who doesn't want to be Oprah? Yeah.
I mean, but you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, I get it. I get it.
Say it out loud.
Yeah, I know. It's terrifying.
But there was a moment someone said in a talk where like, she's not better than you. She just has her reach. Yeah. And I have my reach. And it's just different. And really, it's along the same path of her path is not my path.
Yeah.
Right? Her body is where it is. She has walked the path behind her that she's walked that's different from the walk that I've had, right? And I'm headed a different place. She's headed a different place. And you're headed a different place. So
totally.
I can see it for you that you have this particular voice. I mean, I picked you among all the as soon as I
plethora.
Clicking anything that's like, yes, give me your lead magnet, give me your I'll give you my email for this thing that you're giving. My ads, Instagram ads are just like, oh, you should suggested this and this, right?
Endless. Yeah.
Why would I pick them? I already knew you.
Right. That's true.
I knew you, and I knew your I didn't have to fit into their mold. I already knew that you were a person that is familiar with my community. So like, this is, I think, a little bit of a, I don't know, one of the things in the zeitgeist right now is if everybody's working remotely, does that mean our reach is suddenly global?
I know.
I don't think that's automatically true. It's something we get to decide.
Yeah.
But I still, my business name is called Real Life Oakland because where our bodies are matters, I think. Where like
I agree.
Come into contact with, where we grocery shop, where we pick our own apples, like those kinds of things.
Yes.
I think still matter.
Yeah.
So that's always going to be unique to your one geolocation.
That's true.
Your community. Like I know that like I mentioned, Pomela is where you're having a big impact. And that's also, right, these brick and mortar restaurants are bodies.
Totally.
For you especially, right?
It matters. I think it does matter. Like, yeah, sure. On a technical level, someone could do a lot of what I'm doing remotely, but also it matters to go into the place and see what's happening there and the impact on the customer and all that makes a difference, and that's not scalable, like that's not the kind of
Yeah.
thing. And I don't want it to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't,
Yeah. We don't
that
need
kind
it to
of,
be, right? We
we
don't
don't need it
need
to be.
more than the bodies who are in our sphere are like accessible to us in this
Right.
gigantic city that we live in, right? I
Dude,
mean,
there's so much, like,
there's
yeah.
plenty.
So I think this message, I don't know, I'm just wondering about this messaging about the funnel and all. I'm obsessed with this, I've
Yeah,
just been
yeah.
reading so much about it. I think it might not be the right message for maybe someone with my goals, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so along those lines, I think nothing is a have to, right? I think they're showing you a way. It's almost like, um, I don't know, I feel like uh, someone can show you a formula for solving the New York Times puzzle, or the Wordle. We should talk about the Wordle, right? Someone can
I
tell you
love the
a
world.
formula for
Yeah,
like my stats and best first opening move, all that kind of stuff. And yet, it doesn't mean
yeah,
you're gonna robot exactly that thing.
right, totally.
So yeah, just think of it as like some robot suggestion, and then you put your special sauce on it.
Yeah,
And
that's
if
great. That's
something
helpful.
doesn't feel aligned, then
Right.
you get to not do it. I was in a training this morning because, of course, I'm getting business training too. Uh, Someone was like, well, there's like the email series for your launch and you're calling in people for your products is a typical mechanism, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
And
yes.
it was in this training that I was like, oh, this is it. Where she's like, oh, it's only this many people. Maybe I don't have to do a canned email. Maybe for 21 people who have said they're interested, I can one-to-one email them to
What a
exactly who
thought.
they are.
Yeah, totally.
That very simple thing, right? That was
Yep.
just a couple hours ago. And I was like,
I love it. Yeah.
right, right. Like,
Yeah.
of course, nobody said
Yep.
it has to be MailChimp, push send to your subset of group, like segmenting this to segmenting this. Well, that's a
Totally.
segment in my mind of like, I think of this person, like I have my clients and I think about their path all day long. They're like
Yeah.
on a board and I think about how I can meet them next. You get to serve them one to one how as much as you want. The
Right.
point is that there are people that you could serve in other ways that in a way it's like you could think of it like this. I really know and love these people and you could say I decide to give them this kind of one-to-one love. There are people that I haven't met yet that I would welcome them into this special kingdom, this special
The May Kingdom.
the domain that we
Yeah. Yeah.
have made, right? I mean, and I do talk about our businesses as like we are the kings and queens of this
Yeah. Yeah.
place,
Right.
or if I could think of a less political way to say it, but like
Right.
it's ours.
Yeah.
Nobody gets to come in until we let them come in. And then when they come in, we get to be with them however makes us happy. We
Mm-hmm.
get to align our values, our authentic selves with
Yep.
as much as you want to give,
Yep.
right? It's and or however you want to give it. So
Yep.
that I hope is applicable in, this question is really that I think you get to talk to the people who are not all the way in yet in whatever way
Right.
you want.
Yep.
And I will bet that you have something that is just right for those people. I mean, they're not ready for you to serve them in the full, like, face to face, one to one. I mean, some people are
Right.
like, that's, thank you.
Yeah.
I want that, and then
Yep.
that's it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
I
think you're
think,
right. I think we do just get to decide for ourselves. I get myself so caught up in like, oh, this is the way to do it. This is the way. You
yeah.
know what I mean? And then so it's helpful to remember like, oh wait, that's just one way.
I mean, you know what I like to like that would be a typical homework assignment I would give to a client is like, yeah, go ahead and write the thing because you're saying like it is very it looms large in your brain, right? Like whatever that thing is, I love like a big sheet of butcher paper, or like I just
Mm-hmm.
installed a 4 by 8 foot whiteboard in my house
Oh,
because
that's
I
awesome.
find that I need to externalize
Yes,
this
same.
inside.
Yeah,
It it doesn't feel like turmoil, but it really is wreaking that kind of impact, right? It's like whispering and
yeah,
like write it out in big letters. This is what I think the voices are, the like the nags are telling me I have to do. And then almost like you could do one to one, like, well, what's the point of that thing?
mm,
What's my version over here? Like you can say like what their point is to communicate clearly. Okay, how would I do that? Without feeling like a nag or like I'm selling garbage. Like
yeah.
like I'm
That's a
forcing
really good point.
anybody.
That's a good, yeah, that's a good idea.
It's
Yeah,
just
right.
one way to like externalize and like allow yourself to play in this other
Yeah,
place,
yeah.
brainstorm. And I think this gets to the other, I mean, the thing that I always say is, in a way, it's almost like I'm afraid to sound like broken record. It's always like the thing under the thing is remember who you are.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about being a deeply spiritual person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And being a spiritually led entrepreneur, right?
Yeah,
That just is who you are. It's your foundation.
yeah,
I struggle. I'm in that space too,
yeah.
and it's been beautiful and like really challenging because the more I like root into it, the more I'm like, oh, I don't really get to say I'm spiritual here, but here's how my outsides look.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Right? So the outsides, my outsides, are used to being like, I'm looking outside myself for formulas, for
Yeah,
how they say to do it.
yeah,
And it's it's not necessary, and it gets back to what we said in the beginning about like what gets to be easy,
yeah.
right? Like when it feels ick, it's because we get to say no thank you.
Right,
and
right.
and it's I would say it's because I think you and I both have a faith beyond
Mm-hmm.
ourselves that we are made just right as
Yeah.
we are.
Mm-hmm.
And fitting into someone else's script is hard. It's
Yeah, and often
exhausting.
a lot of this stuff, a lot of this business advice, marketing advice is really playing on people's insecurities. And
Yes.
I don't want to do that.
No.
How
No.
that's not fulfilling. I don't feel good about that. Like,
No.
and so yeah.
So this is where I want to just offer, if you because I feel like I know you and super like and trust you,
Hmm.
if you made a course
Yeah.
in your funnel, even if you break down whatever form, you make a
Yeah.
course that
Yeah.
feels somewhat less personal. That's, I guess, the way I heard is the difference, right? It feels impersonal.
Hmm.
Um, Say you make a course for the people who haven't met you that much yet to come all the way in.
Yeah.
Um, can you trust yourself to make a course that is not dehumanizing to them?
Mm. Right.
Can you trust yourself to speak with respect and hope
Yeah.
for them? Can you trust yourself to give exactly what you would give to a in-person person?
Yeah.
Honor, respect, and hope, right? Because I
Right.
mean that's what I see what you deliver. It
Yeah.
it it touches my heart
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
the ways you've told me, and we should maybe go back to this piece that I usually say is sharing your joys of
Yeah.
working with clients.
Totally. Totally. Yeah.
You
Yeah. I
have
think that's a
opened
very
things up.
wise. The whole can I believe that I can create something like that? And I think for me it's like I get convinced that like, well, in order to create a course, I have to be different than how I am. Like
Yeah.
somehow I have to suddenly become like the,
The robots can
marketing
see.
person,
Yeah.
you know, like that's
Yeah.
not who I don't want to be that. And trusting that like I can show up just like this or however and be very real myself. And, you know, and then that would be like valuable,
Not
you
just
know, that's
that would be like your superpower.
right. Right.
I mean, it will, and again, acknowledging it is not for everyone, right? We don't need the whole world to
I don't
say
need
yes
it to
to
be
us. We
right.
need 10 people. We need, I mean, just like at a
Yeah.
time. We need, right? We only have so much human capacity.
There's only so much of me to go around. Right. So yeah.
And again, remembering who you are, right?
Yes.
You get to have this many people, and that many people will come to you.
Yeah.
Right?
I like it.
It's, almost like embarrassingly simple, but
But it's so much a leap of faith. I think the faith piece is the thing that doesn't get talked about, but that's a big thing. It's like trusting that, you know, doing that, that there will be something will come back to us if we just do that, right?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this is where maybe we can go back to the like talk about some victories with your clients.
Sure.
And my point is that you root into that feeling,
Yes.
right? That like I am now renewed in journaling in a way that I never understood what the point was before. Before
Oh,
I was
interesting.
like, oh, this is where I unpack all the feels that I'm afraid to feel. And I
Yeah.
just like get into the tears. And now I'm like, oh no, it's actually to get rooted into who I am and what I get to want for today and how I get to serve.
Mm.
So that's what to do. I mean, so share them, but also my point is like, remember what you have to offer.
Yeah.
And you can offer it one-to-one personally. You can also offer that in a
Yeah.
little bit more distanced way too.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Cool. I
Yeah.
like it.
So, do you mind sharing a couple joys? That's what I usually ask. What's your biggest joy in your business? But I want to hear clients that you've sort of had breakthroughs with or
Yeah.
moments that you're like, yeah, this is the thing I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think one thing that I really just enjoy is that like I really geek out about particularly the crossover between marketing and tech, like the specifics of like how to implement things, like the data aspect of it. Like what I really, really enjoy is how measurable things are, like doing ads or something like that, for example, you get to see exactly like the impact of your work. And I just get really excited about that. And I know that a lot of people don't. And
Exactly. That's
and
if you could see my thought bubble, I'm like, I love that you're saying the opposite of me, right? And
yeah,
so
yeah,
many,
totally.
and my clients too. I mean, I will
Yeah.
say I have zero clients that are like, I love the overlap of data and marketing and tech.
Oh,
Zero.
it, it's,
So
yeah.
yeah, it makes me so happy. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah. And so that's the thing. And that for me, there are so many simple things that can be done to increase a business's, like audience and just getting the word out. There's like so many simple things that are not only easy, but also measurable that you can see the impact right away. And entrepreneurs don't know, and they don't have the time to do the research, right? And I know that now from personal experience because I was on that side of it too, like doing my bread business.
Yeah.
There's just not enough time. And so, especially restaurants who I just love, the food industry has just always been a big love of mine. Like, gosh, owning a restaurant, being a chef, there's no time for this stuff. And so the fact that I can come in and very quickly implement some things to make a really big impact is so gratifying,
Yeah.
And I believe in it because I love food so much. Like, I just love food so much. It's like, it's so important to me. And that if I could do these small things to help connect people to really delicious food, like that's like so exciting. Just genuinely really exciting,
Yeah. When
Yeah.
I think of restaurateurs, I think of how much heart they put into not just the food products, but it's I mean logistics, operations,
Oh God, dude.
overhead,
It is.
management of staff. It's almost like
It's
the
grueling.
gauntlet
It's
of small
unbelievable.
business. Yeah. Yeah, it's unbelievable. So, in terms of like, man, you put up so much upfront. What can we do to help you get
Yeah.
through, get that upfront money back at least, break even, and
Yeah. Or
then
just,
fly?
yep. Yeah. There's just so many things that a lot of, and I'm very passionate about this because my parents were small business owners, and
Yeah.
I saw them struggle, and they did pretty well, but still, like, I mean, I saw upfront what it was like for them to run the business, and just like the marketing and how hard it was, and like as a kid, I was like, we were doing mailings, and they had me as a child, literally, because I was a geek back then. I was doing mail merges and printing out letters and mailing them, and
Oh,
putting stamps and doing bulk mailings and stuff. So like I
yeah.
saw this my whole life, and now I'm like, I just would love to help people not have to go through what they went through, because they didn't have a marketing person. They were just, it just seems like, I don't know. It's like there's something very deep in me that gets satisfied by the work.
That's love. I mean, this
Yeah.
is the thing. It's when you talk about, I mean, this is the picture I just got as you're talking. You loved your parents this way, and now you're bringing the love to these
Mm,
restaurant owners,
that's sweet.
restaurateurs, chefs. I mean, it's a certain
Yeah.
kind of, right? Like, I want
Yeah.
this for you. I'm here to do what I can. Don't you see how easy it is? Step aside, let me do it, right? I can
Yeah.
just
Let me just
picture
do it
like
and just,
baby salons,
yeah,
right?
you'll
Like,
see the results, and you'll see it. Like, I won't need to prove anything to you.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, and
Anyway, so
and
that's
then
one joy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you give like any specific I don't know, I can picture someone saying like, I don't have time, I can't afford it. Will it really make results for
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen. And then you did it, and then they
Oh
saw it,
gosh. I
right?
mean,
So
yeah, like
many.
I'll just say from at Pomela, like at the very beginning, like Pomela literally opened a week before like shelter in place. Like,
Yeah,
it was bananas.
they're a
No one knew this
pandemic
place.
baby. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was,
Right.
and no one knew about it. They knew about Mika's former restaurant, and so she did have like and on Piedmont Avenue, people knew who she had been, but it still had been a couple of years. Anyways, um, and so I was like, there's all these things that we should do, like Google ads and Facebook ads, and she hadn't done any of that stuff before because she didn't need to, you know what I mean? Like, she
Mm,
had been on Piedmont Avenue, people just walked by, but during the pandemic, like no one was out walking by, like people weren't looking
hmm.
for new restaurants to eat at, and
Yeah.
so just starting those ads, the amount of revenue we made was bonkers. Like, I can't even explain to you. Like, one of the ads was getting consistently like a 12 return on investment, like 12x, for months and months and months. Like,
See, this is not even, I also have no idea how effective those ads can be. But it's because when you read the wonks, like because I'm also exposed to those marketing robots, right? That are like telling me
yeah,
you really need to do this and this is how easy. I just go like, ugh, I don't wanna. You're right?
I
Like
know.
it's hard to, so then yeah, I'm overwhelmed and skeptical. And
Totally.
of course, I in my last business, I dipped my toe in it. I said yes to some consultant that said I can help you, and it was not a good fit. They didn't know
Yeah.
me. They didn't really care. I was just a number, and they're like, we can, do our usual package. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, many people will say they have this and they don't,
Yeah.
right? They're
Totally.
not really serving me. And if I
Absolutely.
say, no, I'll just DIY it, I don't know what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
then I also seem to prove my point, right? That it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
But
Right.
you have,
Exactly.
yeah, you have
Yeah. I
to
mean, if
do
you
the
have someone
work.
who can guide you and sort of look at all the options, because there's a lot of things that businesses can be doing, but if you can just sort of look at what's out there and you get to know the business, and it's like, all right, this is the thing that's going to make the most impact right now. And if you could have someone just do that thing versus selling you some, that's the thing about a lot of these consultants, that you got to get in for like this amount a month. And, a lot of people can't afford that. So what I like to do is just, I don't do that kind of, like, I'm just like, let's do this one thing and let's
Yeah.
see how that goes. And then we'll see the impact of that. And then, you know, maybe grow over time or not. I mean, every business is different.
Well, that's what's special about you. I mean, basically, what's that called? Custom tailoring,
Yeah.
which of course is the premium service.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
because they're really getting the most of your brain, your expertise,
Yeah.
your everything you know from before. So
Totally.
so that's why you get to charge a premium for that. I'm just going to say
true.
It like that because
I'm getting there. I'm getting more comfortable with that.
We didn't talk about that but as much, but you know, when you talked about like almost in a way what I heard from you was in a way like what are the ways I get to make money from doing this service, right? Like this is a service, and if I'm serving, if it's altruistic, what are the ways I get to make money? And I just want to put, plant in there like you earned what's in this head, and I just talk about it like it's a head, but of course it's a whole person.
Yeah, sure.
But this got trained with your body,
right?
And nobody else's, right?
Yeah, totally.
And that's why you're better than those other, where I felt just a number, right? I'm just they made a sales number by signing on another company that they're going to just churn their usual products with. And it's not going to make a difference, but it's okay because they already got my auto renew monthly, whatever, that kind of
Exactly.
Stuff.
Right.
But that's not you.
No.
It takes a lot more work, right? So
yes, it does. Yeah, then that's just it, right? That's the point I'm at where I'm like, I want to scale, but I still want to maintain my integrity. Yeah. So how can I do it in a way that like I'm okay with working, more, so it's figuring all that out. Like,
yeah. And I'm saying, making more money doesn't mean working more necessarily. It means, right? So this is where, again, I'm a business consultant. For me, it is aligned in my integrity to say you get to do this in your integrity. Like I can see it. You get to decide what's in your integrity.
Right.
But I will always say, like, don't you think that's worth money? Don't you think? And we can talk about what you just talked about 12x on that ad, right? So you earned money for someone else.
Oh,
so
yeah,
just
for sure.
Look at what you're earning for them
and
say, like, I should get some part of the return that I got for you. That is, yes, it is transactional and I think fair. I think that's fair. But, again, you align with what's fair and you ask for that. But it's not nothing. It's somewhere between nothing and $1 million, right? Like right. So just get with that.
Figuring that out. That's I think where I am. It's like, figuring that out.
Yeah. But I think it's less like brain figuring and it's more like I value myself. I value what I'm offering. And I do get to be, this is back to what you said earlier, like there's a million experts out there. Why do they need me? You just, to me, demonstrated a million reasons why you did something really special. And again, other people might bring that something special, but I don't know. Do I need to pay them to find out?
Right.
Why would I do that? I already know you.
Totally.
Because of who you be, right?
Like, yes.
I don't need to wonder about that part. Right? I just need to, so like if I'm not worried about your expertise, if I'm not worried about your listening to me and really being committed to my outcomes, then all I have to do is like, I don't know, hand you dollars.
Yeah,
so
just
you can
show
make
up
me more dollars.
Right.
That's like the easiest bargain ever in some ways, right? Like, so if you can tune into and journal and, maybe write out on the whiteboard or however your process is, these are the things I bring. These are the results I've made. I don't know if you've put dollars to people's results before.
I have, and I did for that first year, the COVID year, and it was astronomical. Like I was shocked at the number. And so that's the thing. It's like I need to just remember that, or maybe I need to externalize.
I
Like
think you
maybe I
need to
need to.
externalize. I
Yeah,
think that'll help you tune into this, especially right now as you're saying, how do I get to scale? What
yeah,
is what is allowable to me is a little bit what I hear
yeah. I
from
think that's
you.
true.
And I think you're writing yourself some permission slips. And I'm not, I mean, again, I trust you and your integrity to write them in alignment with what
Right.
feels good.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's
Cool.
it's not nothing. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you that feedback.
We
It's
got
a
to chat
lot.
more. We got to chat
Yes,
more.
yes, yes, yes. Yeah. So, as always, it turns out the external, like business planning, is
Yeah.
super easy when the foundation is clear, right? When the
Yeah. Right.
foundation
Right.
is clear, the business plan writes itself practically, right? It's
Yeah.
like, oh, well, if that's who I am, then that's what I'm going to offer. That's for me, retreats. I was like, oh, this is 100% the who I am, not the
Right.
like
So
what
easy.
I can do. I can do a
Yeah.
lot of things. But if I know it's who I am, I'm like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's easy. So,
Hmm.
yeah, that would be fun to chat more. But
Yeah. No, but I appreciate
thank
that.
you.
Just honestly, just like the whiteboarding is a really great idea. Like I could definitely see myself doing that, and just I think it would help because it's always just rattling around in my head, and
Yep,
that doesn't
yep.
ever go anywhere.
Well,
So
it does in the sense of like it's like invading your peace
yeah,
all the time.
yes, that's
You know
accurate.
what I mean? It like
Oh, I
so
do. I felt
it
that at 6 a.m. when I was in bed, like a
yeah.
lunatic. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and of course, I mean to put it the good way, it's sometimes I say it like this, it's your insides talking to your outsides. Like
Yeah.
we need to think about this.
Yeah.
And sometimes the thing, it's that you need to say, thank you for the advice. I'm good. I'm going to go
Yeah.
this way,
Totally.
right?
Right.
Sometimes it's, oh, you're right. Something doesn't, I mean, if nothing else, it's telling you that you have some unease about
Yeah.
something.
Definitely.
And
It's something to pay
instead
attention
of,
to.
and letting it rattle around, and I hope you hear this. This is my advice to, I'm talking to me too, is when we just let it rattle around and like what I do is like, yeah, you're right, I really should do that. And then I don't do
Yeah.
it. That's my form. It looks like procrastination, but it's really fear. Then it's a lot more work like running away from it than just
Oh God. Yeah.
putting it out there and letting it go. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, this is the lesson of life. This is just, it's always just sitting with the thing, whatever it is. It's actually not as scary as we think it is if we just look at it,
Yeah.
sit with it.
And again, it's kind of trusting yourself, right? That
Mhm.
thing is for you. If
Yeah.
you take control of it or you own the power that you have
Yeah.
over it, right? To either heed it or say
Yeah. Or let it go.
no.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or solve it in your special sauce way that feels
Yeah.
aligned with you.
Yeah. This stuff is deep, dude.
It's for real deep.
It's
And
deep.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
It's
And
not
that's
as
why
simple as just, I should just do a course. No wonder I've been, obsessing about this for months. Like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Months. So it's actually very validating to talk because it's like, okay, the reason why this has been so hard is because this is really deep.
something's talking to you that says, I'm afraid it will be this, this, this. And
Yeah.
again, like writing it out and then say, do I need to listen to that? Do I need to heed that? Or can I trust myself? Or now that I've heard these concerns,
Yeah.
check, check, check in some ways,
Can I
right?
ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
What is your experience working with entrepreneurs who actually can take these actions? Like, what's the difference? Do you find that they are able to move through these, like what do they do differently?
Oh,
People
well,
who are like scaling their, just like going for it. Like, does that
yes.
make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, it does make sense. And I'll tell you the place I'm learning about it the most is this coaching container I just joined last month. And what I've seen is Susie Ashworth is her name. I totally recommend. The downside, like I would bring everyone I could. The downside is it's in London, so it means an 8-hour time difference. It means
Mm.
my sleep has been disrupted. But again, like in a way, you could say like, why would I choose her? It's because I met her and I loved her message. I didn't need to meet 10 and
Yeah.
interview them all and see, right? Like I was like, this woman is telling me what I need to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, so the people who are doing it are the people who are doing what I just offered to you.
Okay.
They feel a resistance, they feel the fear, they feel the, 6 a.m. whatever talk, and they don't run. So she offers a Facebook group, private Facebook group, where she says, just say it out loud, and that's going to help you
Mm-hmm.
deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
The other 80 people in there are going to help talk you through it
Yeah.
and say, I've been there too. Have you tried this? There's coaches in there that are going
Yeah.
to help you, hold you and remind you of, what you're doing there. And again, like, because if they know you, they will know if this sounds right or not right. So
Yeah.
you
Right.
can say that you can very quickly go to the like, right, I just need to keep going.
Yeah.
This is fine. This
Yeah.
is
Because
okay.
you say it out loud and you just move through it
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
support of other folks. Yeah.
Right. Right. So, it's a
Cool.
whiteboard to yourself.
Yeah.
And really, most of what they point to is you showing up to yourself, right? Because you sitting down, nobody's forcing me to like face the ooh,
Yeah.
but that I have peers that are like, I'm launching, I have a victory story, I have fears, I had a breakdown day today, and today and tomorrow I'm going to be better. Like
Mm.
the main
Yep.
thing is not, so this is what I'm learning. Nobody's fearless, right? It's never like, oh, I'm glad I'm done with that.
Yeah. Totally.
Everyone, it's only about facing them and having less downtime where
Yeah.
you just get like by them, like run
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
I picture tire
Yes.
tracks, right?
Yep.
That's all we can hope for is
Okay.
less downtime. And I'm down to like, oh, I lost a week on that. Okay, I hope to do better next time.
Mm-hmm.
I can lose a day. I hope one day that I'm at the like, oh, bing, wait, I just felt myself thinking toward this unhelpful way. What is that? Let me face it and clear it if I need to clear
Mm-hmm.
it. I'm not there yet. But it's really amazing to see other people
Yeah.
living
Doing
that,
that. That's cool.
modeling that. And really it's permission in some ways, right? To
Yeah.
like be human and
Yeah.
yet keep going.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Cool. This is awesome.
yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
inspiring.
Whew. It's inspiring to talk to people like you. Really. It's really great. I mean, this for me is like we're part of, and I again need a non-military word for this, an army of entrepreneurs who are led by service and love to serve
Yeah.
our community. And like if
Yep.
we all get to this place where it gets to be easy and we get to charge for things that other people really want and need,
Yep.
and you're opening up dollars for
Yeah.
people,
Yes.
so you get to charge and you
Yes.
get to give dollars and make
Yep.
dollars, right?
Yep.
It is
It's just
like
an exchange. That's just,
it's
yeah.
just an exchange.
Right.
If we were all more free, what an amazing place this would be.
Oh,
So
gosh. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, let's do it. Let's go big.
I love that you're leading this, this mission.
I'm hoping. I'm
Yeah.
hoping, and I can see it, and I've seen it for years, and just been able to start saying it out loud. So,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being here. So I like to just close with like, what can we help call in for your business
Oh, gosh.
to support you?
Support me.
Yes, we can support you.
I think maybe just like more of this, like helping me remember or have faith that like doing this authentically is enough, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's enough and even better than inauthentic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Is like the way,
It
you
is
know,
the
versus,
way.
yeah.
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 All right. I'm happy to remind you every time you remind me to just show up to making my
Yes.
TikToks.
Imperfectly. Just talk. Yeah.
Just talk. Just be
Yep.
as I am today. Before I'm a perfect public speaker, which we
Right.
were gonna
Oh
point
my
you
God.
to
I never
some
sent you.
improv.
Okay.
No,
Improv.
that's
I
okay.
will.
Public
I'm going to write
speaking
it down right here.
skills. Yeah.
Improv. Improv. Okay. Great.
Yes. Yes. All
Thank
right.
you, May.
Have a
Appreciate
beautiful
you chatting with
day.
me. This was
I
fun.
hope this sets, I like to do this on Mondays because it can hopefully set a tone for our week.
Oh, I love this. Is perfect for me today.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. All right.
Be
Take care.
well.
Bye. You
Okay.
too. Talk to you soon.